I want you to imagine your brain as a jungle of information. The connections between neurons that produce all thoughts are sort of like paths through that jungle. Every time you think a thought, a path is created. But the more energy, consistency, and power you give to that thought, it starts to become, you guessed it, a belief. Hello and welcome to the Brave Marketing Podcast with your host, Swapna Thomas. This is the podcast for the renegades, the trailblazing leaders, and the change makers who don't just have a business, it's your calling. Those of you who want to make a difference and make money, but all on your own terms. I'm on a mission to show as many life coaches as possible how you can have more income, more impact, and infinitely more fun by being unapologetically and bravely you and breaking all the rules. I have created 5-figure months with no paid ads, a tiny list, and zero complicated sales funnels. Simplifying marketing and teaching you how to use it for good in the world is my zone of genius. With this podcast, I'm here to share weekly episodes on the soul and the strategy of marketing, mindset, money, and everything online business. Let's dive into today's episode. Hello everyone. I am so excited about today's episode. I have been hinting about what I'm about to share with you all in the last couple of episodes, and today I finally get to do the grand reveal. But seriously, this one thing has been a game changer for my business, and it was the thing that took me from making a couple of $1,000s to 10K months. If you do this for your business and follow the process as I teach you in this episode, you are going to see an immediate shift. I'm not kidding, an immediate shift. So I have built this up a lot, and without any further ado, let's talk about how to do a belief audit. Before I dive into what's a belief audit, how to do it, and the next steps, we first need to talk about how beliefs are formed. It is time for us to dive into this fascinating 3-pound thing called our brain. So tell me if this feels true for you. You want to do something like create a new offer, a creative project, but feel an unexplained internal resistance to it, which shows up as procrastination or just a general disinterest in your work. You often think to yourself, if I could just get out of my own way, I would be so much more successful. You feel like you do all the right things, like posting on socials, emailing your list, lead magnets, but you just don't get the right results. Or maybe you get the same results no matter what strategies you try. And you feel like you have this mountain of untapped potential, but you simply cannot unlock it. So the reason this happens is because of a fundamental conflict. See, the goals you set are created by the conscious mind. So you set them based on your desires, your wants, your needs. But all of these are conscious. So conscious wants, conscious desires, and conscious needs. But unfortunately and fortunately, 95 to 98% of you, and I mean your mind, your actions, habits, behaviors, even the systems of your body, are driven by your unconscious brain. And the reason I say that's fortunate is because otherwise you might forget to breathe. And right now you never have to think about breathing. But holding your breath takes conscious will. Now the second thing to know is that your brain's number one job is not your success, growth, expansion, or anything which is evolved. It's primal, basic, and its number one job is to keep you alive. And one of the most important ways the brain does that is by being energy efficient. It tries to conserve energy as much as possible because the early primates, early humans, as in cavemen, had limited sources of energy and they had to conserve it by using it only for important things like survival. So, knowing these two important things, I want you to imagine your brain as a jungle of information. The connections between neurons that produce all thoughts are sort of like paths through that jungle. Every time you think a thought, a path is created. But the more energy, consistency, and power you give to that thought, it starts to become, you guessed it, a belief. Once a belief is formed, the brain will look for more evidence to corroborate and strengthen it so that it can eventually put that belief on automation, saving a lot of energy. The stronger a belief is, the more well cleared that path becomes. And once it is cleared, you will always end at the same destination, no matter where you begin, even if you don't want to end up at that destination. These paths, or rather these neural connections, or beliefs as we call it, give your brain the two things it cares about the most. First, it gives it the certainty that you are able to make sense of your world because you can always get to your destination without getting lost, even if that's not where you want to go. And second, the safety it provides for your very survival. It does not matter that you are not really in any real danger when you're just launching an offer. The brain defaults to your core beliefs so that it can maintain the certainty and safety. We will talk more about beliefs in another future episode because trust me, I could do a whole podcast just all about beliefs. There are 3 core limiting beliefs. I don't belong, I am not good enough, I am not safe. These core beliefs find their roots in our childhood, and we keep building layers upon them as experiences and incidents in our life strengthen them. So in life, this might look like having a core limiting belief that I don't belong, which makes you feel like people generally don't like you or misunderstand you. And how it shows up in your everyday life is that you don't let any of your friends become too close to you, or you reject them before they have a chance to reject you. In business, it might look like sharing an offer that feels like a no-brainer, is chock-a-block with value, but because your belief is that no one in your audience wants to work with you because obviously they don't like you, because you guessed it, the core limiting belief is that you don't belong. That belief is driving your energy. That belief is driving how you share the offer, how you talk about it, how you go through a sales call, or how you go through a launch. So when you don't have enough signups within the first few days, you are quick to give up because you already believed that this was going to be the eventual outcome anyway. The tricky part is that 99% of the time, these beliefs are running like a background program on a laptop. Even though it affects the efficiency and the outcome of your system, you have no clue about what's happening unless you do a belief audit. Just like a financial audit, this is going to help you evaluate and examine if your beliefs are a fair and accurate representation of the reality of your world. If this is the first time you're hearing of this, don't worry. Most of us are not taught to question our beliefs or even pay attention to them. We are also conditioned to think that beliefs cannot be changed. But beliefs are not genetics. Sure, they are hardwired into us and it will take active, conscious, and deep inner work to change them, but they can be changed. And like I said before, you can change them, but first you have to be aware of them. So let's start the belief audit. Here is how you do it. Take a big piece of paper and divide it into 4 quadrants, or you can also take 4 papers and label them. These are the 4 labels I want you to use: marketing, sales, clients, and you. Meaning you would write I because you are going to examine the beliefs you have about yourself. Now, I want you to take a big deep breath and start thinking about first, what does marketing mean to you? Without overthinking or over-analyzing, just write down every belief you have about marketing. You can use these as your prompts. Marketing is, marketing needs, marketing will, I don't, I can't, right? So these might lead you to uncover beliefs like marketing takes a lot of time. My content does not get any engagement. I don't have any good content ideas. My life is too boring for any interesting content. So similarly, write down all the beliefs you have about selling, about clients, and about you. Here is the thing about writing down these beliefs. This is going to give you an idea of where these beliefs are really stemming from. Just to give you an example, one of my clients had this pattern that anytime she took time off or stopped hustling in her business, her sales would go down, which made her feel like she just couldn't rest or stop the hustle, which kind of depressed her because obviously she knew that this level of hustle was unsustainable. So when she did this exercise on her beliefs around sales, she realized that because her childhood saw her parents separate and her father walk out on the family, because of which her mom had to struggle a lot, it created a deep belief that she could not rely on anyone for money and there was no certainty or safety around money, so she could not slow down. So no wonder she had a hard time relaxing or resting in her business. Every time she slowed down, her brain took her on a trajectory of thoughts, feelings, and actions, which would eventually create a situation where hustling was inevitable. Rewiring this belief helped her begin to create the safety and certainty around money, and she had one of her best months ever while selling a bundle of courses that was already created and using the marketing material she had previously used. So less hustle, more ease. Can you see how you can uncover the beliefs that are driving your business, sales, and clients? For example, another client uncovered this strong belief that her clients will never pay for what she offers. So no matter how much she worked on her offer, her sales page, her content, her belief about her clients would override it and create the same results again and again. And because she had not made the belief conscious, she kept spinning her wheels, working on the strategies and still having the same result. Now, once you have done the complete belief audit, you might be wondering, what the hell am I supposed to do with this long list of negative beliefs that are holding me back? Let me give you some good news first. Beliefs are not facts. Shifting your beliefs is totally possible. Just like you have to replace an unproductive habit with a productive habit, you have to replace sabotaging beliefs with empowering beliefs. There are so many ways to rewire your beliefs, and I'm definitely going to share some of my favorite ones in detail in future episodes. But the ones I love using personally and I use with my clients the most are journaling, belief work, and hypnosis. I don't want to leave you hanging, so here is what you can do right now to start to rewire your beliefs. But first, you need to know that the truth is only two things can change your brain: trauma or training. And to rewire your beliefs, we have to change your brain to start thinking different thoughts. And for that, we need to train your brain with repetitive belief work. How do you do this training? First, you create a belief plan. Just like you would create a savings plan or an investment plan to improve your finances, you create a belief plan. The easiest way to do this is to look at the list of negative beliefs you have written down and choose another empowered, positive, and energizing belief. So, for example, if one of your current beliefs is that no one wants to pay for my coaching, then an empowered belief could be, my audience is full of my soul clients who love to pay for my coaching and the transformation I create for them. Another example is maybe you feel that your content is not seen or it does not get any engagement. You could replace that belief with, everything I share is gold for my clients and they love it all. Now, you might be thinking that, Swapna, that just does not feel true to me. I don't see any clients who love to pay me, or I can't get behind the idea that my content is gold for my clients. I have two things to say to you. First of all, how do you know? The truth is that you have no way of knowing if your clients love to pay for your coaching or not, or that your clients see your content as gold. If you remember what I shared in the last episode, that is episode number 4, most of your best clients won't be commenting or liking your content. So engagement is never a good indicator of anything. And since you don't have any means of knowing the truth, unless you're an exceptional mind reader, why not assume what benefits you? Because when it comes to belief work, it really is a case of putting the cart before the horse. You have to repeat the belief with trust, let your brain go hunting for positive evidence, and then you will actually start to see it. Secondly, if you can't find yourself being able to believe the empowering belief, just start small. We are training your brain, and the most important thing is to take baby steps each day. So latch on to an incremental belief. So if you cannot get behind my content is gold, maybe you can get behind everything I share is valuable and it is working for me. Even if your belief goes from 0 to 1 or from 3 to 5, it's progress, and that's what we want. Start practicing your beliefs, whether it is by writing them every day or saying them out loud, or even recording them and playing them like background music while you work. With time and practice, you will build and strengthen your belief and start seeing the change that you truly desire. That's the episode for this week. I hope you will try the belief audit and create your own belief plan. If you do try this and have some insights, don't forget to share them with me on Instagram. You can DM me at Swapna Thomas Coaching. And if this episode was helpful for you, don't forget to take a screenshot with your biggest takeaway and tag me on Instagram. This is the kind of rewiring and retraining your brain work that I do with my private clients in my 6-month one-on-one coaching program. I use a combination of my marketing genius, coaching skills, and hypnosis to help you feel clear and confident about your message. Get freaking good at sharing content and sell without ever feeling like a sleazeball. I have a few spots open right now, and you can book a free connection call to see if you are a good fit for the program. The link is in the show notes. Seriously, this 50-minute call will be the best thing you do for your business this year. Until the next episode, stay brave. That's the episode for today. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I am thrilled to have you as part of the Brave Marketing community. Because this podcast is still brand new, it would mean so much to me if you could leave a 5-star review, as that will make it easy for other brave hearts to find this podcast and grow our community of rule breakers. Until next time, have a brave week ahead.